here at the Toronto Independent Film Festival in downtown Toronto with sound designer Daniel Pellerin. How does it feel to be here at the screening of My Father and the Man in Black tonight?
Great. It's a long-time achievement.
How did you get involved in the project?
Jonathan came to see me at our studio, at one of our studios we were mixing at, and he mentioned he was making this film about his father and Johnny Cash and himself, and wondered if we would get involved in the sound design. And I said, that's an interesting subject. We would be interested. And he had a script at the time, you know, in order to make the film, because as you know, some of it is documentary and archival clips, and some of it he actually shot and created himself in a studio. So it's all brought to life from stories that he knows of Johnny Cash or facts that are well known about him. And so that's how it started.
What was your sound design process like? How did you start working on the film and go through? What was the artistic process like?
Well, if you haven't seen the film, a lot of the film has to do with his father, Saul used to record all his conversations with Johnny Cash on the phone so that he could remember dates, amounts, times, you know, and promises. And so he had this giant archive of recorded material. Plus, there's a giant, he also had a lot of archival footage of Johnny Cash that had never been seen, ever. So we had heard of it, we had seen stills from them, but we had never seen them in full regalia. So he had this whole treasure trove of material that he was apprising us of, and he was you know, offering this as material. So we went through all the phone conversations as he had, just to see what the material was about, and it was quite fascinating. But of course, you know, that amount of material, you can't put it in one film. You have to boil it down into the main story, and that was, I guess, the challenge. And of course, he was shooting the scenes without shooting sound. He was using the original sound from those scenes which existed, and played them back in the studio. Either Saul Holliff speaking on a speakerphone, and the character who plays, or the Gary who played Saul in his phase during the Johnny Cash period, was replicating it visually. And
so were they lip syncing, or?
Yeah. Not always too well, but it's okay. I mean, there's all kinds of ways of cheating it. And of course, he wanted to keep the documentary feeling to it. A lot of people would have made it a lot slicker, but he wanted to keep it very rooted in the visual.
So in this case, the sound design really shaped the film itself.
It did, yeah, a lot. yeah.
What amazing thing did you learn about Saul? What was your favorite part of learning about the person that he was?
Well, I mean, you know, the fact that the most fascinating thing is that he wasn't an affectionate person, and there was nothing that would betray anything that he felt, because he was always retaining everything. And you know, that's kind of like the exact opposite of Jonathan in certain ways, and the exact opposite of how, when you're a creative person, how you interact with people. And that part of his character became really intriguing, because you know, it had to do with his past, and you know, not being able to show emotion, etc., and he was very self-conscious. And you know, that aspect it intrigues you, because he's in the entertainment business, you know what I mean? And so he always retained that wall, which maybe made it difficult for him and Johnny to relate completely, I think. Yeah.
And where's the best place to find out more information on the film and on the work that you do online?
My work online, if you IMDb, you know, there's like 200 and some films. Yeah, so yeah, I did a lot of films. I did The Sweet Hereafter, American Psycho. You know, I do those kinds of films. So there's a huge list, and the documentaries that we do a lot of documentary as well as, you know, dramas. So yeah, look there.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Congratulations, and have an amazing time tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for Katie Chats here at the Toronto Independent Film Festival in downtown Toronto.